So now we're going to go ahead and go through some examples of the chain rule being used. And again, remember these are when we have composition, when one function is inside of another function. So for example, here I've got that h is sine of 2x. Well, 2x would be the inside, sine would be the outside. So the derivative of h would be the derivative of the outside, which would be cosine, and I don't mess with 2x yet, times the derivative of the inside, and the derivative of 2x is 2. If I look at the derivative of cosine of 2x, again, same idea. 2x is inside, cosine is outside. And so I would do derivative of the outside, which would be negative sine. I don't mess with the inside yet. Then times the derivative of the inside, which would be 2. We can even then go ahead and go even further with this in that we can do several chain rules. So if we look at sine squared of 2x, it's a little bit easier to see the chain rule if I write it this way. So I've got a squared, but inside the squared I have sine, and inside of sine I have 2x. So this is actually a composition of a composition. And I'm going to have to use the chain rule several times here. But it's still the same idea that I've got outside, I've got inside, and I have something even more inside of it. But I just start from the outside and work my way in. So I start squared's the most outside. So I start with the derivative of the squared, which means the power rule. And I'm not messing with the inside yet. To the first power, but I'm not going to write the first power. Then times, I go to the next inside, which would be sine. Derivative of sine is cosine. Not messing with its inside yet. Then times the derivative of the inside of that, which would be 2. And all of this is the derivative of sine squared of 2x. I can also use chain rule with other rules. So for example, here I have x times sine of 2x. Well, x times sine, it means I'm going to need a product rule. But when I do the derivative of the sine, I've got 2x inside of it, so I do have an outside and an inside. So when I do the derivative, I'll do first times the derivative of sine, which means I need chain rule, so derivative of sine is cosine, don't mess with the inside, times the derivative of the inside. But then finishing off my product rule plus the second, sine of 2x, times the derivative of x, which is 1.